This election is 3 weeks from over. And we're coming to a point where if you're Hillary Clinton, you're honestly probably starting to think about not just whether you will win, but how big your win will be.
But I think Donald Trump has figured this out. He's got us all running in the Donald Trump hamster wheel. He says something controversial, we cover it, they make everybody else running, react to it, and we go from one controversy to another.
I've run for office for 30 years. Crowds, polls, that doesn't get the vote out. What gets the vote out is organization, get your base out. My prediction is this guy towards early in the Iowa caucuses flames out. He'll be a factor, but he won't win.
Donald Trump is trying to set up a scenario where when he loses, he's going to be able to say that it was taken from him.
PolitiFact has called Trump the biggest liar of the year. He lies about everything. He has a shady past regarding his foundation.
He also has a rape case pending.
Well, okay, so these are the things that as an American.
Yeah, right.
But I think Hillary's going to win. I think the Electoral College works against Republicans. I think she'll get more than 300 Electoral College votes. I'll give you a number, 340, give or take a few.
What is the state of this race right now? What is the state of the Republican Party? Where is this a wipeout for everybody with an R by their name? Does Trump still have a shot at winning, or is this everybody for themselves?
I think the state of the party is it's deeply split. The state of the race at the presidential level is virtually over. The state of the party beyond that, I think Republicans are going to hold the Senate and certainly hold the House, because Donald Trump is such an aberration. He is such an independent running for president, not a classic Republican, that I don't see this shaping up as a wave election, even if he loses by 5 or 6.
David, you said over the summer at a Bloomberg event at the Republican convention that you thought Hillary Clinton had a 100% chance of winning the election. 100% chance. Do you still think she has a 100% chance of winning the election?
I do. I know that sounds crazy but getting close doesn't matter in a presidential election. You have to win.
I want to make this official. I was one of the first to say that Donald Trump would win the Republican primaries. I said it 6 months before the primary voting began. I thought he would win the Republican primary, and then later, as you guys saw, I thought there was a good chance that he could win the presidency. And when I warned...
Okay, this is my election prediction. Hillary Clinton in a razor-thin victory, 272 to 266.
Good chance that he could win the presidency.
I'm calling it. Hillary Clinton, the winner of this presidential election.
I think Hillary Clinton's ahead. I think actually she'll win by more than Barack Obama won by in 2012, less than he won by in 2008, if I had to predict.
You think, a lot of people are thinking that somewhere between what happened in 2008 and 12.
I think there's probably a little more hidden Hillary Clinton vote than hidden Donald Trump vote. That's my one.
Do you
contrary.
Really? Tell us why.
What's the logic behind that?
Well, because I think a lot of people are nervous about Trump. I think let me put it this way. There's many working-class white women whose husbands are enthusiastic for Trump, who don't want to pick a fight at home, who might go into the ballot booth and vote for Hillary Clinton, as there are hidden upper-middle-class Trump voters in McLean, where I live, where it's a little embarrassing to be for Trump. That's a guess.
Well, I think it's historically, when you've been this far behind in an election, this close to an election, less than 90 days, nobody has actually pulled it out in the course of this when you look at the history of the last 60 years of this. I think the problem for Donald Trump is he's behind everywhere. Hillary Clinton has a lead everywhere, so the Electoral College doesn't even matter at this point. It's a bit like Katie Ledecky, actually, in the 800-meter freestyle. When you're that far ahead, it doesn't matter what lane you're in. So it really doesn't matter what state you're in at this point in time.
Latest piece explores whether Hillary Clinton could actually win Texas.
Philip, looks like she could. Why?
Amazing.
What's happening?
It does. I mean, it does look like she could. I mean, part of it is the fact that she's ahead by so much nationally, right? I mean,
Donald Trump has basically shot himself in the foot, the leg, the arm, the shoulder. He's done all of this to himself in the course of this. He's full of holes. I think Donald Trump's main argument now is don't believe what I say. It's basically a presidential candidate saying don't report what I say because I don't really mean what I say in the course of this. He's in deep trouble right now. He's got to figure out a way to recover.
All of these red states could turn blue. All of them.
Wow.
All of them.
It's for you. Ready? What's the over-under on the Electoral College victory for Hillary Clinton?
I think she's trending over 400. I think she's trending over 400.
Trending over 400?
Yes.
So Democrats take the Senate?
Yes.
Democrats take the House?
Close.
They could take it.
If this
it
election
50-50?
was today, I think
Oh,
they're
my
down.
Lord.
I think Republicans are down 25 seats as of today. With the trend line going in the wrong direction.
Very bad.
So poll numbers are not good on the internal numbers. And
really, for the House?
The panic is beginning.
Okay. The missiles are flying. Steve Schmidt, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Tonight, Donald Trump at war with the media.
I'm not running against crooked Hillary Clinton. I'm running against the crooked media. That's what I'm running against.
Trump blaming the press for his tumbling poll numbers, tweeting, "If the disgusting and corrupt media covered me honestly and didn't put false meaning into the words I say, I would be beating Hillary by 20%.
Donald Trump is just not doing what is required to win.
Well, the game is on. You tell me, you look at this map, what's the most important thing?
This is our new battleground map. As you see, look, we still have her over 270. Look, Michael Moore is somebody that has been shouting from the rooftops that he believes that the entire industrial Midwest is more in play than the Clinton campaign thinks. He, being a guy from Flint, has worked a lot with these blue-collar voters. So he has been screaming from the rooftops. I think some of it is simply a little bit of paranoia.
Whatever happened to, we're going to win so much, you're going to be sick of winning? Now he's talking about nice long vacations.
Said recently, but I think that what we're starting to see is Donald Trump's campaign is just falling apart at the seams.
Little bit of discipline, and he just won't do it.
Donald Trump will get more electoral votes than the New York Times in November, but running against them is a loser.
Yeah.
So I think maybe what we'll do, maybe we'll start thinking about
My mic. Yeah. So just, you can keep it running and open my mic. We can do two things at once. Yeah, that's just, I mean, that's a guy who knows he's going to lose. Yeah. That's a guy who knows. You start talking that way, and again, I don't know that he's ever wanted to win, but
it's crazy. We've got people like Donald Trump who are totally shouldn't even be where he is. So God help us.
Politics now. I'm just going to gloat a little bit about predicting the polls going down for Donald Trump, because they are. This morning.
We don't do that here.
Well, because everyone on the set was like, oh no, his polls will do well.
No, we don't.
They're not. No. I'm not going to see Donald Trump reading poll numbers at rallies anymore.
It's his birthday. This morning marks the one-year anniversary of Donald Trump's presidential campaign. There has to be separation between the Republican leadership, the Republican rank and file, and Donald Trump. You need to go back to your districts and you need to explain that if your supporters want to defeat Hillary Clinton and want to keep a Republican Senate and a Republican House, something dramatic needs to happen quickly. Mika, this is getting out of control. I haven't been talking about this day in and day out. Donald Trump, for some reason, over the last 2 weeks, has decided to throw this election.
She's not going to get 350, 360, 370, 380. At best, I think she may get about 320 electoral votes. She probably will get around 280, 290 potentially. But the question is, can Trump come back? And
we just had a Moody's economist come out with a report that said his plan would bring us right back into a recession, bring unemployment north of 7%.
All right, Hillary Clinton making a dire economic prediction yesterday if Donald Trump wins the White House.
Donald Trump's ideas about the economy and the world will cause millions of Americans to lose their jobs.
We always knew this was going to be a close race, and it is close. It's still too early to know exactly how we're going to get the path to victory, but we're still confident that Hillary Clinton will be elected tonight.
This is not someone who should ever have the nuclear codes, because it's not hard to imagine Donald Trump leading us into a war just because somebody got under his very thin skin. Last night, I congratulated Donald Trump and offered to work with him on behalf of our country. Donald Trump is going to be our president.
Wolf, the scene here is so different than it was a few hours ago when people were happy and relaxed. I have been looking around the room at people who are stone-faced. Some of them have been crying. the scene here is so different than it was a few hours ago when people were happy and relaxed. There are people who are just in shock, and they are just stunned at the idea that they were completely sure they were coming to this event to celebrate Hillary Clinton becoming the first female president, and now they are confronting the reality that they could be walking out of here perhaps expecting that Donald Trump is going to become president.
Everybody should head home. You should get some sleep. And I want every person across the country who supported Hillary to know that your voices and your enthusiasm means so much to her and to Tim and to all of us. You are in all of our hearts. Thank you.